We are live. We are in action. We don't care if it's legal tampering period or if it's illegal tampering period. Jay and I are here with you for Zaddy Ball.
I love
Talking
it.
some Zaddy Niners. Zaddy Ball it is? Zaddy Ball.
I
All
thought
right.
Streets was telling me the sources were telling me it's Zaddy's football. I like Zaddy ball, so it was a variation of that. So in typical
Correct.
source fashion, when you get things wrong, you always just say the information changes at the end. So that's what I'm gonna say.
Yes. Everything was still up in the air. So the pen hasn't hit the paper yet. Things were
Everything's fluid.
fluid. Zaddy Ball it is. All right, so make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Remember, once again, we are streaming on both channels. Jason's channel, my channel. My channel's at Leo Luna. Jason's channel's at Jason Aponte. So that's where you can just find us. Very simple. We're not hard guys to find. So let's get into some Zaddy Ball here. Laken Tomlinson is a New York Jet. You're out there in that area. What's the conversation like in the streets? Obviously, you know the conversation in terms of 49er fans losing Laken Tomlinson, who just came off his first Pro Bowl. But what's the I'm assuming it's the excitement that you're hearing over there, correct?
Well, Leo, let me take you through how it works when I open my door. When I open my door, there's a bunch of screaming women that I have to walk through just so I can get to my car, so I can take everybody to the school and stuff. And and then from there, the street starts talking. No.
Opens the door.
And I'm just like, come on, it's 8:30 in the morning, guys. Like, I have to get her to school. Like, how long have you guys been out here? No, so it's more about right now, the questions that I got from all the Jets fans. Okay, what do we expect? Well, what you'll expect is a durable, reliable guard who understands the scheme. He's going to fit right well. He's going to fit perfectly in with the Jets. As we know, they're running a variation of the Shanahan scheme. The one thing that people didn't understand is that apparently Laken's going to move over to right guard. They're going to keep Elijah Vera Tucker at left guard. That makes sense. Elijah Vera Tucker's a stud. So now you've got both right there, left guard, right guard done. Forget the fact that you already have Mekhi Becton. You've got studs. Like the Jets have done a great job. I mean, they even went as far as signing Leo's favorite football player of all time, DJ Reed. And they're making moves, man. And they just Jordan Whitehead as well, too. So the Jets are moving. CJ Uzama, there's rumblings that Chandler Jones is going to be next. And that's, so the Jets are doing well. Basically, all of the questions I got about Laken Tomlinson is what do you expect? What you expect is a reliable, durable guard who is going to play very good football for you. Happy that he got his bag. Happy that he's going somewhere where he has familiarity. Because we had all thought, well, wouldn't it just be Miami? Well, you forgot about the Jets, too, And that's some of the stuff that goes on, especially when whole coaching staffs under Shanahan are going to be moving. They're probably going to reach out to their guys that they know understand the system and they know can hit our running. So, I'm happy for him. But, yeah, I mean, most of the questions I got were just, what are you getting? And what you're getting is a professional guard who is going to be in every single game and give you a good time when he's there. So, congratulations to the Jets. Congratulations to Lake, man.
Yeah. Reliable. That's the biggest thing with Lincoln. It's, he's not the best guard in the NFL. He's not a top 5 guard in the NFL. Maybe he's a borderline top 10 guard in the NFL. But the most important attribute is ability, availability, and those are two things that you put with Laken Tomlinson. So, yeah, Niners don't retain him. It sucks, but it's not like they're losing a Trent Williams. I'll say that. They obviously built for this move by taking a guy like Aaron Banks last year, who was a left guard in college. They tried to transition him to right guard because you ideally think that Laken Tomlinson, we want to re-sign this guy. But the reality of the situation was Laken Tomlinson outplayed the budget that they put for Laken Tomlinson. So he made himself a bag. And the 49ers are now prepared to move on with Aaron Banks. As Matt Mayoko said, Aaron Banks is set to be the start. Like, it's his job. Now that depends if he just completely blows it, loses it, whatever. I'm not going to have that discussion. I'm going to give the kid the benefit of the doubt And as of today, I'm going to say it is his job come week 1. Alfredo Gutierrez. Ooh, that is someone I would like to see this guy on the active roster. Big body. He's from Tijuana. I'm in San Diego. We're probably like 15 minutes apart. Literally, it takes me 10 minutes to go to the border. Wifey was there just this past weekend. And if you guys are like, stats, Rob, our producer at Niners Nation, he had no idea that there's like Mexican Doritos. He had no idea that there was Mexican Coke, Mexican hot Cheetos. Like the Mexican Doritos, they're not the same. I say Mexican Dorito because it's not the same Doritos here in the US. Luckily, I'm in San Diego, so any little Mexican grocery store I go to, I have it there. It's obviously, a couple dollars more here than being just a buck in TJ. But if you guys are ever in the area, get the Dorito. Like literally, the Mexican Doritos are so much more fire. The Coke
and it's
too.
Coke out of the bottle.
Yeah. Out of the bottle.
It's Coke out of the glass bottle. Like the glass bottle Coke is different than when you get it in Mexico. It's completely different. I've only been in Mexico once, but I remember that vividly.
You guys don't have it. Well, you guys have other stuff in New York. You guys are way more cultured than San Diego. It's Mexican food, and that's it in San Diego. Not that I'm complaining or anything, but I'm
Dominicano. So more Dominicano, more Boricua, like that type of stuff up here, a little bit further up. Like that's the type of stuff that we have. Like we have the Mexican beer and stuff like that, but sometimes Presidente is really big, like up here or whatever. That's a big Dominican staple. Like they want that shit frozen, like when they drink it. They want it like literally when you open the bottle and you're sipping, you should have ice coming in with the beer. That's how cold they want it. And that's something that I learned over here. Yeah.
That's dope. So something I just learned that the 49ers are going to draft me this year. So I'm excited for that. I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to hold up the jersey.
What if it's Pasquini?
Irrelevant.
What if it's Pasquini?
No, my guy's relevant.
You got to show.
You got to show. I didn't. He had a
but you got to show up that quarterback room. You got to show up at that quarterback room now. It's just Nate Sudfeld and Trey Lance at this point. I mean, wait, it's Nate Sudfeld, Jimmy Garoppolo, and Trey Lance. Sorry, couldn't resist.
Thanks.
What? It is. Matter of fact.
Can we talk about that? Can we talk about that?
Sure.
So once the Charvarius Ward deal came in, I was like, I give Jimmy 24 hours. I give him 24. To me, it's when you see that deal come in, $40 million is the deal that it's up to. What was it? 3 years. And then it's just like, okay, 24 hours. You come Wednesday because that's when things could be signed. Everything right now is a handshake deal. It's basically like I text Jason, be like, hey, can you pick me up on Wednesday? And Jason goes, yeah, I got you. It's not official until he picks me up on Wednesday. So, so with this situation, it's the 49ers. They can't just come to this agreement with Charvarius Ward come Wednesday and then be like, wait, we broke. Like, I'm sorry, we can't pay you. Is there like a 5-day, window that you're waiting for us, that so that we could settle our monies? Like, is there some type? No, Charvarius Ward is obviously going to go get a bag somewhere else. Maybe he gets more money, things like that. So to me, it signified 24 hours, Jimmy's on the move, or at least before these contracts become official on Wednesday.
Right. And that's the thing is everyone's like, well, you need to be patient. No. It's not about being patient. You have until tomorrow when the league year opens to be under the salary cap. And you've already leaked the fact that you plan to pay Charvarius Ward. Now, we found out today that D Ford had some money moved around. But if something doesn't happen, then the 49ers have to restructure, extend Jimmy Ward, restructure Eric Armstead, try to restructure Samson Ebukam, and then still you have that $20-something million that's going to be sitting there that you can't do anything with. And by the time day 4 of legal tampering, whatever, there's going to be no one left.
Yeah.
There's going to be no one left that are impact players. So this is really getting awkward more and more that we're getting closer because all 49er fans really want at this point, I think they've given up the dream on getting picks because so many will tell you that the draft is a crapshoot at this point and picks don't matter. I think 49er fans are really keyed in on the fact that They want cap space. And that's really what it is more than anything. It's if you get that cap space, you sign Ward, that becomes official, you still have money to go get Stephon Gilmore. You still have money to go play around and get other players. So for everyone saying, oh, just be patient. They're playing the week. It's got to be done by Wednesday. Tomorrow. They have to be under the cap. Tomorrow. That's not my opinion. That is the NFL rules. You have to be under the cap. And right now, currently, the 49ers are still about $5 million over the cap because of what they just saved with D Ford. Because that Ward deal is not official, and everything else seems to be in place. So things are going to get weird.
Yeah, they can't even sign Burks, the special teams linebacker. They can't even sign him.
How did I forget?
Yeah, so it's like Oren Burks out of the Green Bay Packers. He was a former third-round pick, but he's a special teamer. He's not, albeit injuries, which, knocking on wood here, that he's not going to be playing on the first-string defense. He's a special teams guy. They can't even sign him if they don't free this deal up with Jimmy Garoppolo, and that's why I think as soon as the Ward signing hits, well, not signing, but agreement, once that hit the news, I gave it 24 hours. We'll see. Obviously, they have a little more than 24 hours if we want to be technical, but it's a done deal. It has to be moved. You can't tell Charvarius like, hey, yeah, it's Wednesday. I know you could sign now, but give us a couple. No, you look like a SHIT show if you want to go ahead and do that. And he could easily walk away from it. And what he got from the 49ers is a deal he could get somewhere else from someone that maybe got left at the altar in the cornerback market, maybe the Raiders, things like that. So we'll go ahead and see. We have Sean asking us if we've ever had spam musubi. I don't have spam.
The fact that Leo can't pronounce it, I would probably bet no.
Yeah, like don't shame me, Sean. I don't eat spam. I hear a lot of great things about it. It's just not on my menu.
Spam is straight. I mean, as a single man who lived alone for many years, spam is great. Spam is great, man. Especially when I was younger.
What do you do? I lived by myself. I'm gonna look completely uneducated. So okay.
So basically, it's a block of meat, right? And you just take it and you cut it, and then you slice it up and you throw it in some oil and you fry it. And then you can get saucy with it, throw it with some French fries. You can throw it on a sandwich, whatever you want. It's an all-purpose poor man's thing, right? Like, but it's still, that's it. You know the vibes. When you live by yourself at 21 and you work at Foot Locker, you aren't exactly rolling in the dough. Right? Like your money is, especially when you're in that 21-year-old mindset, your money is set to, okay, I've got enough money to get myself through meal to meal to meal, but also how do I hang out at night? I'm about to go out with this girl. Like I'm about to go meet, like you the way you allocate money and the way you budget things is different, right? You'll spend some more money to take a girl out. That means you got to eat spam maybe 2-3 times that week. You know what I mean? But that's 21-year-old Jay. That's a long time ago, man. That's a long, long ass time ago, bro.
So spam cheaper than just getting like chicken?
It depends. Spam's easier to prepare. That's another thing too. That's another thing, right? Like chicken, you still gotta do shit. You gotta wash it, you gotta season it, you gotta you gotta cook it, and then you gotta clean, right? With spam, it's just like literally smack that thing out of the can, cut it up, and throw it in the oil, let that shit crisp, and boom, you got your meal, bro. Like you make it with mac and cheese, something like that. But that's not something you serve a woman coming to your house.
Yeah.
Like when you broke.
Hey, maybe in Hawaii though. Sean can answer this for us. Maybe in Hawaii it is a dish.
Well, I mean, if he has a different way of preparing it, that's why that second word is the one that's unfamiliar to me. If there's a different way to prepare it, then it could become a delicacy real fast, right? I'm just trying to put you in the mind of young ass Jason. Yeah, see, there you go. So Tony, talk to us, man. What is it?
Yeah, I got no clue. Let's Big D here. Appreciate you for the contribution. 5 comp picks. Yes.
4.
But no, because it's 4. Like Jay said, one of those 3rd round comp picks is going to Trey Lance, and that's something I completely forgot about. Initially, I was like, hell yes, 49ers are going to have 4 top 105 picks in this draft. 4 on day 2. Let's go. Let's get some starters here, because that round 2, 3, and 4, you're going to find a bunch of starters in the league in those rounds. I would not be shocked if there's more starters that come out of round 2 than round 1 in the NFL. As far as longevity terms, not year 1, but longevity, having say 2, 3, 4 years as a starter under their belt, I wouldn't be surprised if there's more guys out of round 2 than round 1. So one of those is going to Miami. We're not sure. No one knows if it's pick 102 or pick 105 yet. That's going to Miami. Obviously, I hope it's pick 105 going to Miami so that the 49ers get 3 picks ahead. But it's kind of funny. It's ironic because one of those is going to Miami for Trey Lance, and then they get one right back because of Mike McDaniel went to Miami. So that's just how the things come full circle. Or if you're Kyrie Irving, you don't believe in circles. So I don't know what analogy he'll use in that situation.
Please don't talk about Kyrie right now because I have found out that certain Yankee players are also taking his stance, and New York City is not backing off of the fact that if you don't have the shot, you are not going to play. One of them, being the best player on the New York Yankees, also today has revealed himself to say that he has not also taken a shot, and he may miss 81 games of an 162 game season.
Big time Yankee?
The biggest Yankee.
Judge?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No.
The Red Sox have more players that are unvaccinated right now at this point. They won't be playing Toronto, but you play in New York, and New York came out today and said they're not lifting any sort of mandate when it comes to that. It is what it is. Either get the shot or you're going to miss 81 games.
Wow. Okay, that's different. Let's stick
on football.
Yeah. I was going to ask you, so how do you feel about Aaron Banks going in for Lincoln?
When you think about natural position,
what's the vibe? What's the initial what Jay vibing?
When you hear natural position, the optimist in me lights up, right? And I think that, again, I've had this discussion many times. People think that it's so easy because you play left guard, switch to right guard. You are literally talking about the difference between playing offensive line and playing safety. Not the same thing at all, right? Different techniques, different protection schemes, all of those things are different. Now you're talking about sliding a guy right back into his spot. This sort of feels like what the 49ers were trying to do the entire time. Was Aaron Banks redshirted because he wasn't good enough to beat out Daniel Brunskill, or were the 49ers anticipating losing Laken Tomlinson and saying, hey, plug and play guy right away, put him right back at left guard? That's what makes things funny. In hindsight, when we start to get all wrapped up in how we thought and our thought process in certain times and we're hypothesizing and things like that, it kind of comes out funny because it's all right there in front of you. He played left guard at Notre Dame, right? He moved over to right guard. He played a little bit, didn't work out as well. It's not as easy as you all think it is, right? Just because you played left tackle don't mean you can play right, and vice versa, and the same thing. It's just funny how maybe the 49ers were ahead of the game with the Aaron Banks thing. Everybody says, hey, you draft him that high, you need to be plug and play. And I was one of those people too as well. Like, I need you to be an impact player. But you know what you're getting, right? And you know that, hey, Laken's going to be here. He's going to be fine. And if we lose Laken, boom, we got his replacement. So now I think we kind of have to reevaluate the way that we look at this Aaron Banks. The optimist in me says that I love this because it seems like this is part of a plan, even if I question that plan along the way, which seems like what we've been doing the entire time with the 49ers. Every time we're like, what the hell are they doing? After a few weeks or months or maybe even a year, you're like, oh, okay, that's what they did. That's what they were doing. That makes sense. Mm-hmm. Nobody will understand the vision until you see it clearly and the picture is painted. So I think that I'm fine with the Aaron Banks thing. If they like it, I love it. And if that's their plan and they're going to move ahead with that, then I think it's great, especially when you talk about natural position for Aaron Banks. So I'm good with it.
Do you agree with the 49ers got to at least get a veteran, whether it's the left side or right side? I had a conversation with Javi yesterday, and I told him, I was like, yo, what about what's his name over there in the Giants? Why am I blanking on his name right now?
You said from the Giants?
Yeah.
Will Hernandez.
There you go. I knew it was an Ez at the end. So Will Hernandez. I said, hey, yo, what about?
That's spam, Mutai. That's sushi.
Yeah,
Hey,
that's sushi.
yo. Oh man, I'm with it.
Oh, you're gonna make that at home on a date? I bet you would.
Spam with white rice, Filipinos. Oh man, you guys are all on Twitter going crazy with this. All right, yeah, hell yeah. I'm definitely gonna try that. Absolutely. Up here, there's a place called Mama Sushi that it's all Dominican sushi. So you can literally get a plátano on the sushi and
I'm
yeah,
in.
dude,
I'm
yeah.
in.
So now we know.
Queso
Thank you
frito as
guys. I
well.
appreciate it.
I'm in. I actually
Yeah,
made
man. All you
platanos
gotta do
last
is
month.
damn. All you got to
Ooh.
do is like, are you okay, Leo? If you come up here, if you come up to the East Coast and you go out with me to Washington Heights, you just need to be okay with hookah smoke being blown all over the place and all over your food and just in your face. Like, are you okay with that? Like, I need to understand that first.
Um, I mean, hookah doesn't smell, so
It's still smoke and it's still coming out of someone else's mouth. Like, it's just like,
yeah, like right now in the COVID times, I would be like, yo, like, get that out my face, man.
hey yo.
Like, hey, yo. Um, but it's we'll see, we'll
That's
see.
actually really good.
It's different when you're in the moment. I could say whatever the hell I want
That
now, and
actually
then I'm
was
in the
really good.
moment.
That's really good. Shout out to all of you guys. That's it.
What's it called? Oh, Will Hernandez. So how
Yes.
I was looking at it is this is this is weird. This is why I hate analytics. Because when you look at analytics, you go, Will Hernandez is probably parallel to Laken Tomlinson. He gave up less
The numbers
quarterback
were
hits,
strikingly similar. Yes.
less one more sack than Lincoln. Keep in mind, Lincoln's playing next to Trent Williams in a Kyle Shanahan scheme in an offense where Jimmy Garoppolo gets rid of it within 2 seconds compared to
I'm glad you
Daniel
brought that up.
Jones. So
Mhm.
it's like, man, is Will Hernandez like a vet that you think can, revive his career, kind of like Lincoln did when he came over from Detroit? Is that
Well,
something you would?
I'll say this. Look, and that's a great way to look at it. That's a great thought process. The way that I'm looking at it is what the 49ers need to do if they're going to continue to move on with rookies. I can't believe I'm going to say these words out of my mouth, but I want to make sure that I articulate them clearly so it doesn't come across wrong. They need someone like a Tom Compton behind that player. Look, Leo, listen to what I'm saying, though, Leo. Listen to what I'm saying. He left. All right. Well, either way. Look, what I mean by that is knows the scheme in a pinch. If he pushed into duty, you know that you're fine with that as well. No matter how much I, bitched and yelled and kicked about Tom Compton, I can't argue with the result. And most of that has to do with the fact that Shanahan is so good with hiding deficiencies across everybody. Imagine being Kyle Shanahan and saying, I've got to hide the deficiencies of Jimmy Garoppolo and Tom Compton and this guy, and he's still finding a way to do all of those things. But what you need is a guy who's reliable on the back end, just behind him. A guy who maybe has been kicked around the league a bunch, just like Tom Compton, who will just be there just in case. A break in case of emergency type of guy. So that's what I mean when I say Tom Compton, right? I thought Tom Compton would wash out of the league. Here he is. He's 2 years being on the 49ers, and look at the job that he did at right tackle. Even me, the guy who, bitched and yelled and kicked all over the place about it. Look how wrong I am. So again, you don't have to see the vision or you don't have to understand it right away. But I feel like if you're going to go ahead and roll with Aaron Banks, you have confidence in that because it seems like you did, and you let Laken Tomlinson walk because you believe that he can be that. And that's great. But you also need somebody on the back end who can provide more confidence in case.
Okay, with Will Hernandez, we're probably looking at a right guard. They have yet tendered Daniel Brunskill. So if they get Will in the 5 to 6 range, that small market for considering the position and what some of the other guys are making, like Lincoln, that's a cheap deal. If they're able to get that, if you're able to sign Will Hernandez, do you tender Brunskill, or what do you do there?
It's starting to look more and more like it's going to be Brunskill back, and I'm okay with that. I am. I think the bigger question is just going to become who's next to him right tackle. Do you
Mhm.
want to roll with the idea that McGlinchey is going to be there? And from the way that John Lynch escaped my question, let's just
And
say
49ers.com escaped your question as well.
let's just take John Lynch's quotes and just say I'm going to believe that He's ready to go. He's rolling. Fine. Let's just say Mike McGlinchey's 100%. I'm with it then. I'm fine with that as well. But if he's not, Tom Compton's cracks started to show later in the year. The Green Bay game and the Rams game were a masterclass on them understanding, okay, we're going to attack this guy. And we're going right after him. And they did. And the cracks started to show. You can only... So it is a rap song. I forget what it is. It's only so long fake thugs can pretend. It's only so long you can go ahead and just keep hiding a guy, right? Like when you find out what he really is. So
Tom Compton in the playoffs.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like it's who's on right tackle, right? Like if you're able to get McGlinchey back and you're fine with that and he's back. If McGlinchey is back to being who he was, and I don't care what you guys think about past pro reps or anything like that, because Tom Compton was getting his ass beat the same way, and he was still number one in run blocking, just like McGlinchey was. But all of you guys were like, "Oh well, look at the drop off. It's nothing really. I'm good with Compton." No. That's not how it works. Don't hold the draft class thing up with me. Like, understand that this is part of the way that they want to do things, and they want to and how they want to operate. So, Smith B, shout out to you, made part of the Spicy Squad. Let's go, man. So yeah, I mean, it's just more about I'm warming up to the idea of bringing Brunskill back, but the bigger question is who's the right tackle, and is McGlinchey going to be back to his form, because they need him to at least be back to that form, and if he improves, then it's an absolute dub. But we can't expect that. What we need to be able to at least set our watch to is consistent production from the right tackle position, and I think that's the part that is a little bit worrisome when it comes to me.
I hear you on that aspect, as far as like you could only hide certain players for so long. Are you rolling with Mike McGlinchey, like the hopes of him playing? And as of right now, we haven't heard anything concrete. It's just kind of the vanilla answers. It's just you gotta get Jimmy's cap off the books, man. I get excited to spend, and then I realize it's not payday yet, so I can't spend any money. That's what this situation feels like.
It's basically like borrowing. Like, yo, let me hold $50 until Friday when my check clears, so I can, I'll pay you back on Friday. I will gladly pay you Friday for a cheeseburger on Tuesday.
Yeah, this is rough situations right now. See, this is something I don't have a problem with. I'm a Chiefs fan from Jamie Boy. I'm a Chiefs fan, and Ward was good. He just struggled versus Jamar Chase.
That was a tip pass, though. Does anybody remember that Jamar Chase touchdown in that game? Because I do. It was a tip pass that bounced off him and went to Jamar Chase, and it counted for all of those yards, man. And really, it only looks bad because Ward did the gritty when he made a play on Chase, and then Chase scores on that, and then he does the gritty. But I posted his stats today. I'll go through them real quick just so I can so we can talk about Ward a little bit more, just because I had to go ahead and look into him myself a little bit more. I'm not gonna sit here.
I like Ward. Chiefs, they play a lot of big games. They're on prime time. Mm-hmm. They 4 straight AFC championship appearances. I've seen a lot of Charvarius Ward through the years, and you know what my first memory of him is?
What, getting hurt by Emmanuel Sanders in the Super Bowl?
No, when he was a member of the Dallas Cowboys.
The Cowboys
preseason
and
game,
Richie James scored the touchdown?
Yes, man. But, shout out, I believe it's Sam Madison, who was a Chiefs defensive backs coach, because you could see Ward has really developed over the years. And, Sam Madison was a hell of a player in his prime as well. So, I think Ward's just, his career's just going up rather than signing guys like Sherman, who's, on the decline, past their prime.
So I think that's what it is. This front office identifies somebody who is moving in the right direction, and I've got some stats to back that up. Next Gen Stats sent out something today about Charvarius Ward. Charvarius Ward has forced the highest tight window target rate, 37%, as nearest defender since entering the league in 2018, meaning their separation that receivers get is not much. 37%. So you got to go. So take down the live chat, and there should be a join button next to my video, right there. So you can join and you can hit that. And then when I start doing the call-in shows, which I'm gonna start doing next week, the Spicy Squad gets to call in first, and they're gonna have priority over all that. So that's one of the things that you get to do with it. And also you'll be able to send out emojis, probably be mods on some of the videos as well too. So check that out. But I believe if you take down the live chat, there should be a join button next to my next to the video somewhere where you can actually join in just like that. And if you can't, then it's got to be done on youtube.com. I'm sorry. I wish I had a better answer. But Charvarius Ward, when you see that 37% tight window percentage, it's about separation. And it's about not giving up any sort of separation. And is that a good thing when it comes to man corners? Yes, absolutely. So in coverage, completion percentage allowed, 44.8%. That's second in the league compared by next gen stats. Average target separation, 2.0. That's first in the league. Tight window rate, 46.3. That's first in the league. Coverage success rate, 64.2%. That's fourth in the league. Targeted EPA allowed. We love that EPA stat around here. Negative 12.0. That's 11th in the league. I mean, like, these are all things that, I mean, if you wanted to fit your narrative, this is fitting it right now. And I've got just one more real quick stat that I can pass across. These are the yards allowed by Charvarius Ward in 2021 per Pro Football Reference. 67 to the Browns, 42 to Baltimore, 12 to Tennessee, 55 to the Giants, 14 to Green Bay. But obviously, Aaron Rodgers didn't play in that game. That's why I made sure to note that caveat. That was Jordan Love. 28 to Las Vegas, 40 to Dallas, 19 to Denver, 35 to Las Vegas, 27 to the Chargers, 21 to Pittsburgh, 106 to Cincinnati. But how many of those came on that tip pass to Jamar Chase? And then 45 to Denver. That means Charvarius Ward has given up more than 55 yards in one single game in 2021, only 2 times out of the games that he's played. I think you take that all day. And I think that for people who are sitting here saying, hey, he's a clone of Emmanuel Mosley, that's not a knock. Emmanuel Mosley was really good. Imagine having 2 Emmanuel Mosleys, guys that you know are solid. Please. And they're going to be like, I don't see the problem with that. And if you guys are upset about the pay, then see what Leo said earlier. I think this front office realized that they have an ascending player here, and they have someone who is moving up and he's playing well, and he's only 25 years old, man. I would take that risk all the time, man. And I'm sure, because we haven't gotten the contract details because they're not out, I'm sure that Parag, Jed, those guys have built-in outs for them at any time where the money, it always comes out. The money's going to come out first, and everyone's going to say, oh, my God, everybody overpaid. And then when you start to realize how the contract breaks down and how things are, that's when you realize, oh, it's like a year-to-year thing. That's why there's a portion of this league that doesn't want to negotiate with the 49ers because they always come to the table with that. So, and also, I still expect them to bring Jason Verrett back.
Jay, we're talking about Ambry Thomas going from cornerback 2 to cornerback 4. Like, what does that do for this team? See, like, saying, you know, you want an upgrade at cornerback 2 does not have to be a knock on Ambry Thomas. It does not have to be a negative statement on Ambry Thomas. Think about it from a team building perspective. Is your team better off if Ambry Thomas is cornerback 2 or cornerback 3? I think that answer is itself. And then I'll also say, if Emmanuel Mosley and Ambry Thomas are your 2 corners, and then the rest is whatever it is, what happens if E-Man has to miss 4 games? Who plays opposite of Ambry? What if Ambry has to miss 4 games? Who plays opposite of E-Man? That it's a trouble situation you don't want to be in, because they were just in that situation this past year. You want to move on from that. You're done with it. They were in that situation the year before as well. 2 years back to back. Now you get a 25-year-old with an Emmanuel Mosley. Like, yes. The next question is going to be, who's the nickel? And that seems like it's going to be the biggest question. I would say, oh, well, maybe when you want to have your 3 corners out there, maybe Ambry goes on the outside. E-Man comes in.
No, let's get crazy.
Inside. But that doesn't seem like the 49ers have been wanting to do that with Emmanuel.
Let's get crazy.
Talk to me. Come on. D-Man.
Verrett on one side, Ward on the other, Mosley in the slot.
Sheesh, man.
What are we talking about? Like, and what 49er fan would be mad at that? How can you be mad at that in any way? I understand. Coming off the injury, you're worried about Verrett. That's fine. ACLs are way easier to bounce back.
I hope so.
Bro,
I hope
bro, you
so.
better show some nipple.
I hope so.
Hey, I
Saying
picked
Zaddy
the
Ball for
lowest.
no reason.
I picked the lowest denomination for that reason. I mean, I got the Patreon and I got other stuff for all of that or whatever. But the $2.99 was just easy for you guys, so you guys could get special
Just
access and
show
you
it.
guys could join in the
Just show
call-in
it.
shows and
Come on.
everything.
Come on.
No,
Just come on.
no, 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 man, no, man. Send them donations, man. Run them donations up, and we'll see what's up, man.
Yeah. Yeah. If you expecting that, it's gonna go up to $10.99.
For sure.
Oh my God, please. Like, see, I think a lot of people have the trouble with running it back with Jason Verrett because of the injury concerns. You run it back with Jason Verrett, he gets hurt. It's basically the same scenario of Ambry Thomas and Emmanuel Mosley as your 1
And he
and
won't
2.
cost
It's
anything.
the same.
And he won't
But
cost anything.
now Mark hit it right here in the comment. It's insurance. Boom. Jason Verrett stays healthy. Great. The insurance came through. But like some of the fine prints, if he's not healthy, the insurance didn't come through. I'll tell you what, I would rather have Jason Verrett as my cornerback 3 than Ambry Thomas. Like, no shade at Ambry Thomas. It's just, from what we saw on film, he was out of position a lot of the times in zone. Whether he was getting crossed up by these routes to where the 49ers felt this need as well. It wasn't just, me saying this out of the side of my neck. The kid could grow. Obviously, Emmanuel's on the last year of his deal. And this is the thing. A lot of people said Charvarius is Emmanuel Mosley. What do you think Emmanuel Mosley gets on the open market? Probably the same deal. That's what these players are worth. That's the worth. The 49ers were just lucky enough to sign Emmanuel Mosley to a 2-year deal the season before. But if Emmanuel Mosley was a free agent this year, he would have got the same deal. So let's stop the cap.
Hey, the cap, stop it. It's a big cap. It's the biggest cap. It's like when I used to wear those big fitteds back in the day when I used to Harlem Shake and wear those oversized tees. That's the big cap. That's the biggest cap.
See, I'm all about lids. You feel me? Like, I got the membership. I'm all about lids, just not the cap.
Ah, damn. Yo, Leo spitting, man. I mean, Leo,
Zaddy Ball,
if this I was about to say, man, this Zaddy Ball episode is off the chain. Yeah, but I mean, if this 49er analysis thing don't work out, you might have a career in spitting bars and maybe writing for somebody else, man. I mean,
maybe writing. I can't do it myself. I'll be way off.
That was off top. There's plenty of people who could write and can't rap. There's plenty of people who rap and can't write. So there's a market for both.
We haven't talked really about DJ Jones. How much is this going to hurt?
A lot. I mean, you're losing the number 1 run defense nose tackle in league. But again, I know you guys don't want to hear this. The confidence the 49ers have in someone to step in.
Javon Kinlaw. He said it. Javon
Kinlaw. He's lost some weight. He's back in the building. This goes to tell you what they feel about them. So again, the optimist in me, because I don't want to be negative. No matter how much you guys try to say that I'm negative, you know that I'm not. You know that I'm an easy, happy-go-lucky guy as long as the 49ers aren't losing games in horrible ways, so I don't yell after the game. But Javon Kinlaw, man. I mean, even when Javon Kinlaw was largely ineffective in the eyes of 49ers fans because they expected him to come in and be the sack master, he was amazing in run. He was amazing in run defense. And whether he's making the play or swallowing up 2 double team, he's doing his job. So I think, again, look, it's good to have that rotation. And much of what the 49ers were able to accomplish this season was based on how deep their defensive line is. But if Javon Kinlaw is anything than what they believe, and Brian makes a good point, Mo Hurst is coming back. They brought him back as well. We don't know what's going to happen with Arden Key because it doesn't seem like he has a wild, huge market. Again, there are big names still out there in free agency right now. So while you yell at, like, oh, aren't you doing anything? Allen Robinson is assigned. Chandler Jones is assigned. Like, there's plenty of, like, ballers out there. Like, not just serviceable players. We're talking about the top at their position that are still out there. It's going to take a little while.
Ben.
And that's it.
Talk to him, Ben.
That's it, Ben.
Talk to him.
And I'm happy that DJ got a bag. And that Denver defense is gonna be dominant, man. Oh my goodness, man. They have a squad right now at this point, especially when you put him in there. So Happy for him, man. It's a big loss. But again, the 49ers felt okay with letting him and Laken walk because they have natural fits into those positions. Now it's up to you, Javon Kinlaw. The spotlight is yours. The stage is yours. That spot is yours now. Go get it and make your mark.
So DJ Jones is a huge loss. He was a valuable player within that defense. He was the number one in the NFL in terms of run stop percentage. And you look at the top of the list, you see guys playing 16 games, 17 games, and they're up there. No, DJ Jones was number one playing 20 games. That means he was completely consistent all throughout the year. Didn't go have a completely terrible week and make it up with an insane week. No, he was consistent week in, week out. And that's what they're going to miss with DJ Jones is the consistency, because we haven't seen that from Kinlaw yet. We've seen the flashes. We haven't seen the consistency. We've seen flashes from Mo Hurst throughout his career, not just as a 49ers player. But he's another guy that's better at stopping the run than essentially being a pass rusher from the inside. Oh, they also have Kevin Givens. Let's not forget about that. They also have Kevin Givens. So they have three guys. I don't know where I got five from. They have three guys. Oh, I know why, because I was going to say five guys. I was thinking of food. Yeah, I love food. So they have the three players, Kinlaw, Hurst, as well as Kevin Givens. The depth is still there. Yes, you're losing the number one run stuffer in the league, which he was a big piece on why they were so good against the run. But if this season's a little different, and if they're ahead of other teams a little more than they were this past season, maybe the stopping the run's not going to be as important as it was this year. So if Trey Lance is able to develop and the 49ers get back to averaging about 28 points a game, maybe you're having the focal point is stopping the pass and not stopping the run. This past year, the woes on the offense, it was about stopping the run on defense. That's what kept them in these games. They were able to neutralize offenses and keep them one-dimensional. So that helped out the 49ers defense. But maybe that's not the focus this coming year, because they still have the bodies to stop the run. It's going to be at a different level than DJ Jones. But like I said, each game is different. And each year is way more different than the previous year. It's never the same. Never the same.
And DJ Jones became a bit of a luxury because he was injured the year before. I think everybody saw the potential, but it's crazy because when I was doing prep for the Packers and I watched the home opener, I watched Javon Kinlaw like blast through blocks, and I'm like, oh yeah, Javon Kinlaw on the 49ers.
Hey, you had to squint like J.R. Smith.
I was like 99. I was like, Buckner? I was like, oh, wait, that's Kinlaw, like using a spin move to create pressure. And I was like, oh, there he is. So I think that's a testament to how well DJ Jones has done. And I think that the 49ers have a plan. We don't know what the plan is. We can't disagree or agree with it just yet. But they were prepared, it seems like, to lose both of those guys, and they had natural replacements for them. So they're not smashing a square peg into a circle hole, right? Like, they've got guys that immediately fit in that position. Now, whether they pan out is something completely different, but the vision is very much in line with their skill sets and what they do well, and it seems that the 49ers were prepared for it. So, again, I'm going to take the optimist route, and I'm going to sit here and I'm going to say there's a replacement for that. Just got to stay healthy, kid. But if everything that we've been hearing is good about the knee, it's been cleaned out, he's lost weight, he's still a freak. Right now on March 15th, I'm not about to sit here and write off Javon Kinlaw, especially because I want him to succeed so badly, because he's kind of a lot of slander for reasons that are beyond his control. One, he didn't choose himself there. Two, your franchise knew the knee thing that he had going on. So when it pops up, why are you mad at him? Be mad at the people that overlooked that and thought that it was going to be okay and that they were going to be able to get by. So that's what I'm kind of rooting for the kid. I kind of want him to shut everybody up a little bit. Uh-oh.
Boom, boom, boom.
Charles Hayes. Let's go. Let's go, man. Spicy Squad's getting up there, man. We out here.
What do you think this will cost? Remember, he came into the draft saying that he could be Deebo Samuel.
Let's play fantasy football for real.
For real?
I love Visca, man. I do. The 49ers only have 3 wide receivers right now under contract. And it's Jennings, Ayuk, and Debo. Man, I would love to have Visca over here, man. He's one of my guys in the draft. He's electric with the ball in his hands. Just find a way to get it to him, and very much like Debo. It's not fair to say that you can be Debo, because what Debo just did was completely impossible and is literally.
I guess use like Debo.
Oh, yeah. No. He said that because he understands utilization is completely different, but it's just utilization is one word, production is the other. You guys see the difference? Utilize, produce. Utilize, utilization, production, 2 different things. Oh, but I love this over here because he fits with the yards after the catch thing. That's why when people keep bringing up Jarvis Landry, they're like, "Oh, well, isn't this the prototypical Kyle Shanahan guy?" No, he's a possession guy. He's not a yards after the catch guy. He's a possession guy where you get to the spot, you catch the ball, and you get down. You have strong hands, and that's it. Like, you're not trying to do anything with the ball in your hands afterwards unless you have nothing but green grass in front of you. So for me, Landry doesn't necessarily fit as much as Laviska does. Now, the question begs itself, Leo, and I'll pose this to you. Do we feel better about Laviska than what he really is? And that's the part that kind of scares me. So it depends on whatever compensation you would have to send over there. I love the idea of Laviska. I do. But that doesn't mean that he's going to work. And that doesn't mean that he's ready to go. So that's the part that I think, if the Jaguars are willing to move away from him so quickly when they were so excited to get him, just because they just signed Christian Kirk and Evan Ingram and Zay Jones, then that's not good, right? Like, nothing against Zay Jones, right? Like, nothing against him. He had a very good year this year with the Raiders. And Christian Kirk, who knows what Christian Kirk is, right? I think the Jaguars, I think Balky is Balkying. I don't know what they're doing. Like, if he's going to get that per year, then Deebo Samuel needs to ask for 3 times what he got. If he got 20, then Deebo should ask for 60. Like, Jesus. That's the difference, man. Yeah, it's just, I don't understand it.
4-year, $400 million contract.
There's 2 receivers that make more money annually, more than Christian Kirk. Their names are DeAndre Hopkins and Julio Jones. What on earth are we doing here, guys? Why are we doing this? Allen Robinson is not in any quick mood to go ahead and sign somewhere else. Why? Christian Kirk just got $20 million. I'm better than him. And yes, Allen Robinson is. He can go ahead whatever he wants at this point. So let's see what it takes to get Shenault. But I would love Visca. If we're playing fantasy football, I think positionless football, where you line them up, I think it would make it. It would take the emphasis off of Deebo and stop putting hits on him as well too, somehow making him more efficient. So I would love that.
Is Balky the type of guy to give Shenault to the 49ers?
Nope. I mean, Matt Mayoko asked him a question about, while we were there at the Combine, about a time with the 49ers, and Balky answered and was like, "Oh, a familiar face, I know you." And he said all the things that, could better answer. Love my time there. We fell short. Obviously, it's the results business. But I'll never forget the times we had there. Feels rehearsed. I don't think that he ever wants anything to do anything with the 49ers, especially if giving them something that would help them advance on offense.
Because look, like, Shenault has 600 receiving yards in each of his first 2 years.
And like last year,
wide receiver threes don't do that. Wide receiver threes don't do that. Like, Kendrick Bourne never got 600 yards as a 49er. So other wide receiver threes don't do that. Juwan Jennings didn't get 600 yards last year.
That's what I'm saying. And if you guys love, like, Trent Sherfield and, like, guys that are, like, no disrespect to him because he played well in camp, I'm pretty certain Laviska can do more in terms of production than he can.
Yeah. Especially after the catch.
I like that. The catch. I love that lucky lefty 80. I would love that for fantasy football, man. Let's Let's just sign everybody, man. Sign Allen Robinson. Sign Tyrann
Bobby
Matthew.
Wagner.
Sign go to trade for sign Wagner. Trade for Laviska. There's an offensive lineman that's out there that is about to get paid that we just completely are forgetting about. You just bring him in. It doesn't even matter. Like sign everyone, man. Stop acting like cap exists. Stop acting like stop the cap on the salary cap. Okay, there it is. Boom, bingo. Sign everyone. Sign everyone. Tyrod Taylor just got signed. Cool. Who's the backup that's out there? Sign him. Bring him in, man. Forget it. Let's go.
Marcus Mariota. Sign him.
Mariota. Sign him. And then you know what you do? Look at the Colts and say you got Jimmy and Mariota now. Come on. See? Play hardball, 49ers. Play hardball. Come on.
Jimmy and Mariota now.
Jimmy and Mariota. Now who says no? Now what are you going to do? You have no quarterback. You are not rolling. You are not rolling with Sam Ehlinger. Bring us those 2 picks. In your face, Sam. In your face, Chris Ballard. In your face for waiting.
Dude, that would be so wild. Sign both quarterbacks.
It's a boss move. It's a boss move.
Strong
sign
arm,
Marcus
man.
Mariota. Sign Marcus Mariota to a wink $8 million deal and look at the Colts like that Diddy gif and just stare at them and just say, now what are you going to do? You ain't rolling with Ehlinger. Now what are you going to do? Move.
No.
You need Jimmy and Mariota. You need both of them now. Work their ass.
I would absolutely take Laviska. I would take Marcus Mariota. I'll take Tyrann Matthew. I'll take Bobby Wagner. I'll take Jameis Winston. You really want to strong arm the quarterback market. You take Jameis Winston as well, buddy. You do that.
It's so crazy how the guys 1 and 2 both free agents looking for a new place, man. It's so crazy how the draft works out, huh?
Yeah, quarterback. It's the hardest position to find. But give me Laviska, 600-yard receiving yards the past 2 years. Put him in this offense. Once again, it's nothing to Juwan Jennings as a wide receiver 3. But if I told you Juwan Jennings could be your wide receiver 3 or a wide receiver 4, that means your receivers are loaded if Juwan Jennings is your wide receiver 4. Hell, coming into this year, a lot of people didn't even know who he was and if he was going to make the team since he got cut after being drafted.
Right, so, he was just piddling around, and look, no disrespect to him, but he's more of a possession guy too. Like he's not a yards per catch guy unless he's got guys right in front of it. Like he's got nothing but green grass in front of him. But he's gonna be a guy who gets to the sticks, throw the ball. Like he's the new Kendrick Bourne. 3rd down in the red zone. Like you weren't asking Kendrick Bourne to be yards after the catch. You were asking him to be reliable.
Mm-hmm. So, Mitch, I get what you're saying here in terms of the 49ers have
no.
Warner.
Leo,
they don't need Wagner.
Leo,
like, I get it.
Leo, let me answer this one. Mitch, appreciate you checking in. Appreciate you in the comments and everything. Football doesn't need common sense, knowledge, anything like that, right? And I'm putting you in the mind of 49ers Twitter right now, right? This is what I'm doing. You sign Wagner, you sign Jameis, you sign Mariota, you sign O.J. Howard, you sign Tyrann Matthew, you sign Bobby Wagner, you sign Chandler Jones, you sign them all. You know why? Money doesn't exist. There is no salary cap. It doesn't matter what your plans are. If I was a general manager, I would simply sign all of the best players. And if I was a head coach, my team would score the most points. If I was a quarterback, I would never throw an incomplete pass. It doesn't need to get as hard as you think it is. It doesn't need to get as complicated as you guys want it to be, man. I'm just poking fun, Mitch. I'm just playing around, man. Like, obviously, you have a great point. We were clearly, speaking in jest about all of those things. We understand. Although, if you want to trade Greenlaw and you want to get some picks and you want to bring in Bobby Wagner, in all seriousness, I am not against that at all. At all. Because, look, guys, we're all 49ers fans. But can't any one of you look me in the face and tell me that you think that Dre Greenlaw is better than Bobby Wagner? Can't none of you look me in the face and tell me you think Azeez Al-Shaair is better than Bobby Wagner? And I love Azeez. But come on. So as a general manager, what I would do is I would sign all of the best players. If I was a head coach, my team would score more points than the other team. If I was a quarterback, I would never throw an incomplete pass. If I was a wide receiver, every single catch I would have is a touchdown. If I was a running back, every single time I touched the ball, I would take it to the crib. It's just simple. Sometimes you guys overcomplicate football. It's really easy more than if I was an offensive lineman, I would never lose a block. I would block everybody. Like it's just sometimes you guys overcomplicate football a little bit. And I'm just trying to tell you guys, football isn't as complicated as you guys make it seem.
We done?
Yeah, we're done. My bad.
You got that out?
Clearly that was my my rehearsed bit for this episode. Like I rehearsed all that.
No, I wouldn't be against. See, Drake Greenlaw is a fine player. I don't want to beat a dead horse here, but the reason why I'm not against trading Drake Greenlaw is how he's going to be the Sam linebacker. Sam linebacker sees what 30% a game of defensive snaps if you're lucky. 30 freaking percent. He's on the last year of his deal. The last year of his deal. If someone wants to offer you a 5, why not? Why not? You spent a 5 for him anyways. He's going to
For
see
Greenlaw,
30%.
I
Yeah.
think he gets
I think
more.
I think
he gets
no, I think they could get a 4.
Yeah, I think his reputation. Here's the thing, and this is why a lot of people get it confused about. Oh, well, you hate on Greenlaw and you love. I love Azeez Al-Shaair because of what they spent to get him and his improvement. But the reputation that Greenlaw has across this league is way bigger than Azeez Al-Shaair, even though he was injured for a large portion of his time while he's been here. Why? Because in 2019, he intercepted Russell Wilson in the red zone in that overtime game and almost had the 49ers win. And then he has the stop at the 1 yard line. So whose name across the league you think carries more cachet? Drake Greenlaw or Azeez Al-Shaair? And I think
Greenlaw.
you get more. I think you get more for Greenlaw. And that's the point.
Hey.
Is you have to cash in now before if he gets injured again this year, you're not going to get anything for him. And then what do? Extend him? That would be the 3rd straight year that he's been injured. So while he has cachet, while his name rings bells across the league, you cash in on that. And that's all it is, really, more than anything. It's not that he's a bad player. It's that 49er fans tend to overrate him a little bit. But his reputation precedes himself across the league in front offices. And that's why you cash in on that. That's it, more than anything. It's just math.
Has the 49ers put a tender on Azeez yet?
Nope. Restricted free agent right now. Why? I don't know. I mean, we're gonna see. We're gonna see what happens. Like, are they gonna have someone compete, send an offer because they'll be able to match? They'll do something, I'm certain. You know, I mean, look, when you look at the 49ers defense, they don't have 3 linebackers on the field. Right? They'll run 5-2-4, 4-2-5, right? Like it's different ways to look at it. And that's the thing is it's good to have that depth, but there's a good player who's not going to be playing for the most of the time. And is that depth worth not being able to cash in and maybe fill in another spot? Demetrius Flanagan-Foles is coming back. That's not everybody's favorite 49er, but he's a linebacker as well too. So it's just going to become interesting with what they value, right? At this point, do you say if Azeez Al-Shaair gets a really good deal, hey, we'll let him walk. We got Greenlaw. Okay, that's not a bad plan. I mean, it's not bad to run with both of those guys at all. I personally prefer Azeez Al-Shaair, especially when it comes to run defense. But
yes,
it's a good problem to have. So.
Yeah, it definitely is a good problem to have. And just talking about Drake Greenlaw, lastly, he had 1 game over 50% of the defensive snaps last year. 1 game. So to me, that's a huge red flag. If the market there is for a 4th, why not? I always say, well, what if you get LaVishka for a 4th? Is that the price tag? Who knows? So it's, this is the fun time of the year. Like, besides NFL games, free agency, the NFL draft are literally the most fun. You go, I want A, B, and C player in free agency. You go, I want A, B, and C player in the draft. Like, we're all GMs right now. We are all building the San Francisco 49ers. Whether they want to pay us for it or not, that's a different discussion. But right now, we are the general managers of this team. Live in the moment, have fun, don't get mad. Like, this is fun. Let's not, don't tear each other's souls out just because they don't agree with your take or you don't agree with their take. Let's have fun.
Leo, now that we're at an hour and I've got to wrap up because I've got to do some daddy duty real quick. I just wanted to inform
Zaddy duty.
No. Zaddy duty doesn't happen until
that's after hours.
Late night. Yes, that's late night.
Okay.
Daddy duty still goes on.
Got you.
I wanted to let you know that Spider-Man No Way Home is now available for you to purchase on digital HD on any platform, anything that it is that you want to watch. Once I get off of here, will be purchasing it so I can watch it one more time.
I just watched it.
Oh,
Saturday. I
what
watched it
happened?
on Saturday.
What do you think? No spoilers. No spoilers still. What do you think?
Amazing.
Yeah.
I want to watch it again. Like,
do.
I'm not the type of person to watch a movie and then watch it again. Like, that's not me. Like, I seen it one time, I'm over it, I'm on my phone, I'm doing something else because I know what the hell's happening. If I know what's happening, why do I want to watch it? I'm wasting my time. So I'm not a watch a movie again guy. But that movie, I gotta watch it again, man. Like, I really do. I really do.
Yeah, it was great.
I'm sure there is plenty of things that I missed.
Oh yeah,
in terms of cinema, within that movie.
In terms of references,
It's like watching film. Spider-Man, I'm watching film. That's what it is. Are they two show? Like, what's going on?
Are they two show? The 3 Spider-Mans? What the hell are they running over there?
Yeah, but like they didn't show me. They didn't show me this pre-snap, and
right.
all of a sudden, you know, I'm not trying to drop any spoilers into this, but come on.
Look, speaking of watching film, I've seen that movie, the newest one, yet. 4 times.
My son's 3 months. I can't go.
Oh, you definitely don't have 3 hours to square away.
No, I don't.
No.
He's going to start screaming, and then, you know, everyone's going to look at me, get this guy out of here, call security, and...
I'll be honest with you, man. I love you. I think your son is beautiful. You know, as his Theo, I would still run to the usher and ask you guys to be escorted out if we were watching Batman for the first time. Get his ass out of here. First of all, pause the movie and get his ass out of here because I don't want to miss anything. I'm sorry.
Do the whole one.
Yeah. What is that?
Who brings a baby? Who brings a 3-month-old?
I am an AMC VIP member. How dare he?
Yeah, what do they call it? Like a stub member. Something like Christ. That. Uh-oh. What happened?
Not what?
Oh, nothing. No.
Yeah, but we should go. I think we're like at an hour 5. This is good, like a good place to wrap it. But appreciate everybody for that is here again. If you're new to the channel, if you're new to both of our channels, make sure you like my channel, Jason Aponte on YouTube, Leo Luna on YouTube. Make sure you like both of these videos because it helps us get noticed. And you know, on my channel, if you guys want to join that spicy squad, let me know because next week, oh, Vegas. Ooh, man. Vegas has some developments and some turns, man. Next month, that's where we're going to be at, where we're going to pull up for anybody that's going to be at the draft. Leo and I will be at the day 1 event, the day 2 event as well too. I got to see how much I'll be there at the day 2 event because you know, your boy's credentialed. So he'll be able to be in the place. So let's see what's going on. But for anybody who's going to Vegas, Leo and I will be out there. You know, come have a drink with us. Let's talk and let's watch this first round where the 49ers have no picks, so we can just enjoy ourselves like more than anything. You know,
yes. Fred Warner, Mitchell.
Fred Warner and Elijah Mitchell will be there as well too. It's being hosted by John Chapman, Grant Cohn, Eat Sleep Fantasy, and Cooperative Media Network are the ones that are running it. Shout out to them, man, and they asked us to come out there. So we're gonna go out there, show face. We're gonna talk some football, have some fun, have a drink or two, enjoy Vegas a little bit. So if you guys are gonna be out there, make sure you tap in with us and you pull up.